Okay, let's shift gears from pure linguistics to the practical application of language knowledge, basic theories of English teaching. Understanding these theories is fundamental for any aspiring teacher, as they provide the underlying principles and rationale behind different teaching methodologies and classroom practices. They guide how we think language is best learned and, therefore, how it should be taught. Here are some of the most influential basic theories you'll likely encounter in your qualification exam. Basic theories of English teaching. 1. Behaviorism. Core idea. Behaviorist theory, prominent in the mid-20th century, views language learning as a process of habit formation through stimulus-response reinforcement. Learners acquire language by imitating language they hear, stimulus, practicing it, response, and receiving positive feedback, reinforcement, for correct forms, leading to the formation of good habits and the extinction of bad ones. Key figures. B.F. Skinner, known for operant conditioning. Classroom implications. Drills and repetition. Frequent use of pattern drills, rote memorization of dialogues, and repetitive exercises. Imitation. Students are encouraged to imitate native speakers accurately. Immediate correction. Errors are seen as bad habits and are corrected immediately to prevent fossilization. Focus on form. Emphasis on grammatical accuracy and pronunciation through mechanical practice. Strengths. Can be effective for mastering discrete linguistic items and forming automatic responses. Provides a clear, structured learning path. Weaknesses. Overly simplistic for complex language acquisition. Doesn't account for creativity in language or the unconscious processes involved. Can be boring and demotivating for learners. 2. Cognitivism. Core idea. In contrast to behaviorism, cognitivism views language learning as a complex mental process involving active mental processes like problem solving, rule formation, and hypothesis testing. Learners are not just passive imitators, they actively construct their understanding of the language. Key figures. Noam Chomsky, with his theory of universal grammar and innate language acquisition device, LAD. Stephen Krashen, with his monitor model. Classroom implications. General cognitivism. Focus on understanding grammatical rules and underlying structures. Encouraging meaningful practice rather than just rote repetition. Activities that involve problem solving and strategic thinking. Stephen Krashen's monitor model. Influential cognitive theory in SLA. This model proposes 5 main hypotheses. 1. Acquisition learning hypothesis. Acquisition is a subconscious process, like how children learn L1, resulting in fluency. Learning is a conscious process of knowing rules, e.g., grammar lessons. Krashen argues acquisition is more important for real communication. 2. Monitor hypothesis. The learned system acts as a monitor or editor for the acquired system, allowing learners to check and correct their output if they have time, focus on form, and know the rules. 3. Natural order hypothesis. Language features are acquired in a predictable sequence, regardless of teaching order. 4. Input hypothesis. Learners acquire language by receiving comprehensible input, I+1, meaning input that is slightly beyond their current level but still understandable. 5. Effective filter hypothesis. Emotional factors, motivation, self-confidence, anxiety, can create a filter that blocks comprehensible input from reaching the language acquisition device. A low filter means more effective learning. Relevance for teachers. Cognitivism, Krashen, emphasizes providing rich, comprehensible input, creating low-anxiety environments, and understanding that errors are natural parts of the learning process. Interlanguage development. 3. Constructivism. Core idea. Building on cognitivism, constructivism asserts that learners actively construct their own knowledge and understanding of the world, including language, through experience and reflection. Learning is a social process. Key figures. Jean Piaget, Individual Construction of Knowledge, Lev Vygotsky, Social Constructivism, Zone of Proximal Development, ZPD. Classroom implications. Learner-centered. Teaching focuses on facilitating learning rather than direct instruction. Collaborative learning, group work, pair work, and peer teaching are highly valued. Authentic tasks. Learning activities are meaningful and relevant to real-world situations. Problem-based learning. Students work together to solve authentic problems, using language as a tool. Teacher as facilitator. The teacher guides, supports, and challenges students, rather than simply lecturing. Zone of Proximal Development, ZPD, Vygotsky, the gap between what a learner can do independently and what they can do with assistance. Teachers should provide scaffolding, support, within the ZPD to help students achieve higher levels. Relevance for teachers, encourages interactive classrooms, where students actively participate, negotiate meaning, and learn from each other and through real-world tasks. 4. Humanism, core idea. Humanistic theories prioritize the whole person in the learning process. They emphasize the importance of learners' emotions, self-esteem, motivation, and personal growth. The affective, emotional domain is seen as crucial for effective learning. Key figures: Abraham Maslow, Hierarchy of Needs, Carl Rogers, Learner-Centered Education. Classroom implications: safe and supportive environment, creating a non-threatening, empathetic, and accepting classroom. Addressing affective needs, recognizing and managing student anxiety, building confidence, and fostering intrinsic motivation. Student choice and autonomy, allowing students some choice in what and how they learn. Emphasis on self-actualization, helping students develop their full potential as individuals, not just as language learners. Relevance for teachers, reminds teachers that students are individuals with feelings and needs. A positive emotional climate can significantly impact a student's willingness to take risks and engage in language learning. 5. Communicative language teaching, CLT. Core idea. While often considered an approach rather than a single theory, CLT is deeply rooted in cognitive and functional linguistics. Its core principle is that the primary purpose of language learning is communication, and students learn best by using language meaningfully to communicate. Language is seen as a tool for interaction, not just a system of rules. Classroom implications. Focus on meaning, prioritizing effective communication over perfect grammatical accuracy, especially in early stages. Authentic materials, using real-world texts, audio, and video, e.g., news articles, movie clips, real conversations. Task-based learning, activities that involve solving problems or completing real-world tasks using the target language, e.g., planning a trip, solving a mystery. Pair work and group work, maximizing opportunities for student-to-student interaction. Role plays and simulations, practicing language in simulated real-life situations. Teacher as facilitator, communicator. The teacher models communicative strategies and guides students in authentic interactions. Relevance for teachers. This is arguably the dominant paradigm in modern language education. It emphasizes making English relevant and useful for students' real-life communication needs, moving away from purely grammar-focused teaching. Understanding these basic theories provides you with a robust framework for designing lessons, choosing activities, managing your classroom, and ultimately, becoming a more effective and adaptable English teacher. They help you answer the crucial question: why am I teaching this way? Which of these theories resonates most with you, or would you like to explore any of them in more detail?